you start to feel a little bit snake bit. They need something good to happen right now so they know it's not just them. They think they have the makings of a good team.
The opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And it's funny how we always talk about how analytics are starting to creep into the game. One analytic that's been there for a long time, teams that start 0-3 usually don't make the playoffs. So we know one quarterback today that's determined to end that slide right now. It's not impossible, but this is a must-win for him and his team.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 14 carries, 58 yards, and a score.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked with him before the game, though, and he knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week.
And he can't escape, and down he goes. That sack courtesy of Jack Campbell.
They just gave up a sack there. If I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if I have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
5 yards, and that means they come up short, as they're going to have to punt here on the opening drive. Here's Bryce Behringer on now to punt. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And they will be led out by their 2nd year.
And he's looking good now. I mean, 5 touchdown passes in the last game. Okay, he threw a couple of interceptions. That's a little bit of a concern. But I remember a basketball coach telling me one time he had a guy average about 40 points a game. And he said the press got all over him because he didn't play much defense. He said he's averaging over 40 a game. The guy against him's not scoring now. We still have the advantage.
Yeah, and they got the win last week in that effort.
Even better. It's always best to clean up things after a win than after a loss.
Throwing on 1st down. Gentry. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on 1st down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Here we go.
2nd and 10.
Go.
They'll run for the first time with a speedster, Jahmyr Gibbs. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Third and 4.
19 Lions. 60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Ready, right?
Back to throw. Gentry. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Let's go. Let's go.
They'll try and run for it. And he won't get there. They stop him a few yards short of the line to gain. They come up short here on 4th down. And as a result, possession switches hands.
Partner, when you see a running play stop short like that, you just know that the defensive front They won the battle of leverage and created a push back into the opposing backfield.
And for the offensive coordinator, whether you had 1 yard to go or 20 yards to go on fourth down, now you're probably saying, oh, maybe I should have passed it, right?
Yeah, hindsight is always 20/20.
They went 3 and out on their first drive. Things already looking better here, 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with him, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground, and this is picked up by the defense. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. And they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37. On first down, Gentry. Looking right sideline, that's complete. Touchdown! A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Nighthawks use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point forthcoming. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Vancouver offense out and about set for another series. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
Let's go now. Go.
They start the drive with Anderson. He'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down. But you look at this defense. They were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
One thing you always look for when you're evaluating a defense, how opportunistic are they? How many takeaways do they get? How about last week's game? The number was 6. Phenomenal performance.
Off play action. Faust under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Let's go.
3rd down and 13. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And the pressure gets to him again. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Well, that was their 3rd sack of the ball game. 2nd in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the 2nd spot pretty soon. So they bring out their punter as the drive. So he's on to punt it away. Let's take it inside his own 40. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Check it. Ready?
One back in the backfield. He'll get the carry. The numbers for him from a week ago: 8 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown.
They've lost a bunch of games in a row now. They've got to start thinking a little bit differently, maybe a little bit outside of the box. Find other ways to move the football. I don't know if you're going to do it through the air or maybe change up how you establish your run game.
2nd and 9 from the 44. Operating from the gun, Gentry. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line.
We spent a lot of time talking about what's going on the field. How about off the field with the evaluation? And they spent a lot of time saying, we've got to get a rookie in here who has big playability. And that's exactly what we're seeing here early in his career.
Drafted him in the spring. Here he is early in the fall making an impact.
Ready?
Operating from the gun, Gentry. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Nighthawks lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. Extra point right down the middle, and it's now 14-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. They go play action here on first down. And that is incomplete.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw again, Faust. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Nolan Smith able to record his 5th sack of the season. That's number 4. Sack number 4. They had 4 last week, so he's been down on the ground a lot.
Partner, they say the eye in the sky does not lie. And that's indeed the case because they watched the game tape from the previous week, incorporated it into their own defensive scheme, and continued to get after this quarterback.
And now this defense will be searching for sack number 5. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they'll have little chance of winning this one.
Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Here's Bryce Behringer now. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. That's taken at around the 40. 43-yard punt, but they get 9 back on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out. First month of the season, those numbers pretty solid. Does he continue that?
I think so, because when you come out of the gate this strong, that means that you have planned for it and you like the results that you're getting. So I wouldn't have any doubt that the head coach, offensive coordinator, actually called him in and said, look, you're our guy, okay? We're going to continue to stick with this as long as we're winning games. You ready for the challenge?
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Now a timeout called for by the offense, and that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
Come on, set! Ready,
Operating from the gun, Gentry. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Down the right sideline. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing to start the drive. Faust throwing middle, and it's complete. The result only... there on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 6 at the 14-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go, set!
Now a 2nd and 6. Up the middle, it's Anderson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
They haven't made much of this great starting field position they had. Here's 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Faust. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the 1st down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
On 4th down, Faust. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with the football. The 4th down pass play doesn't work out, and as a result, possession switches hands. A chance to get some momentum here in the 2nd quarter, getting their first trip into the red zone, but unable to get it across.
And if I'm the head coach, sure, you feel some disappointment, maybe a little bit of deflation there because you didn't get it in, but I'm going straight to rah-rah mode. All right, guys, we didn't get it this time. That's only the 2nd quarter. We'll be back. Let's get it later.
And the defense loses him. It's complete. Look at the big man rumble. And all the way in for the touchdown. A big play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Nighthawks are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 21-0. Is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25.
Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. Off the play fake. Faust. He goes underneath for Anderson. They'll wind up getting just a yard. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down. Faust. Pressure comes and down he goes. Nolan Smith. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
But, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
And they'll send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. That's pulled in at the 32. Call that a 46. They did get 9 back on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Dublin's offense now set to take over. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. 1 play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Let's just call it what it is. This has been a flat-out struggle for this defense all game long. They've really had a hard time slowing them down. And while I'm not big on speeches and guys jumping up and down, they might need to...
In trouble, and he's taken down.
Deion Henley in there to bring him down.
Now, how about that? Defensive coordinator perfectly in sync, dials up a blitz. And the man in the middle, he's the one who gets home.
Big Mike.
Big Mike.
Now following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. A handoff as they run the counter play. Powering forward. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. So from 2nd and long, now we go to 3rd and very manageable.
Yeah, they love that phrase, don't they? Because as an offensive coordinator, you can keep people a little bit off balance and guessing because you don't have to throw it. You can come back with a strong run game if you want to. And if you're in 4-down territory, that really opens things up for you.
The drive stays intact with a pickup of 13.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
49 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there.
With his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Nighthawks continue to pull away here this first half.
Extra point splits the uprights. And the rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He'd love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
And the Vancouver 1st down.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action.
Let's go now.
On 1st and 10, Faust. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, he's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Now a 2nd and 10.
Looking to throw. Faust.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted. Trent McDuffie with a pick.
And he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out.
He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals.
Ready,
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Cowboy 80. Let go.
Throwing to start the drive. Gentry.
This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10.
Ready.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
A 13-yard touchdown run.
And the Nighthawks will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
Now for the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. This offense back to work now late in this first half as they take over with exactly 1 minute to go.
Let's go.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. To throw on second down. Faust. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Back to throw. Faust.
Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down. And
under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Looking to throw. Faust.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. They bring their punter out there now as he's on for the 5th time here today. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. He'll return it from the 6.
A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. Jahmyr Gibbs and the rest of the offense headed back out.
And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Now, a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And with apologies to Dylan Thomas, apparently they're not going to go gently into the half. They're still out there firing haymakers. They took a chance on a deep ball there, but it winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Operating from the gun, Gentry. He's going to go up top again. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
Buffalo 18.
They're going to try and throw. That is caught. And they work this well upfield across the 45. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As it's time now to send you back stateside to Orlando, Florida, and check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone.
And we'll jump right over halftime and keep the game going here in Week 4. Second half kickoff ready to go. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. And this will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. So this offense ready to go to begin this third quarter.
Set, tempo, set, let's go! 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. Huh.
He'll get that out wide to Waddle. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And finally marked down at the 42-yard line. How about a 39-yard pickup? They'll take it.
Everything's been going right here in this one. This offense, they've been in complete control from the outset. And here's another big play. These kind of routes have been open all game long, and they continue to take advantage.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Go.
Operating from the gun, Gentry. And this is taken in at the 5. Touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Nighthawks come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Extra point right down the middle, and it is 42-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. Here's Anderson as they begin this series on the ground. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
He continues to struggle to find a crease to break off a big one and might need to just put that aside and just try and ram his way forward and get what he can.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Under pressure, and down he goes. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is. And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. Touchdown. A big play there. 84 yards. And the Voyagers are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. And, Charles, I had an offensive coordinator tell me one time that they design every play to score. I don't know how true that is. I mean, he had to run a long way after that catch. Heck of a play.
I think that when he was telling you that, he was designing run after catch in every play. I mean, that's the only way to put it in there, and that's what we got on that one. Nice catch, and even better run for big yardage.
Point after, right down the middle. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Dublin's offense now set to take over. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago.
Ready, ready. Ready, ready.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
The way things have gone in this one, the running game's been something of an afterthought, and that's not been too bad for them, has it?
Yeah, the offensive returns have been good, but I guess we figured he in the ground game would be a bit more involved. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down. That time a little misdirection really seemed to fool the defense.
Come on.
And think of it this way. From the time you're in high school, you're taught to watch film and pick up tendencies. Sometimes they can use those against you, though, when they break their own tendencies and hit you back the opposite direction, huh?
They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs.
And he's down right around midfield after a gain of 2, maybe 3. And now they're in the hurry up.
On 3rd down, here's Gibbs.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
76 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff. Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. You see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
He's got his target. That's complete.
And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
You get a rookie tight end who can run like this, it just gives this offense a different dimension than they've had. It's going to be fun to watch his development and how this offense expands as this season moves along.
They give him 5 that time as they draw a bit closer here for a 2nd and goal. And the offense moving quickly to the line.
Gibbs. Touchdown.
Well, he's been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The Vancouver offense out and about set for another series. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Throwing again. Faust. That's going to be caught. It's Palmer. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Now a give running left with Anderson. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Back to throw. Faust. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the #3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
First down. Here's the run with Anderson. Gets past, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. A big-time run there by Anderson. 45 yards. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to the Emerald Isle. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And it's caught. Touchdown. From 3 yards out.
And the Voyagers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdown.
So take away the touchdown there, as that's going to be ruled an incomplete pass.
They'll run for it with Anderson. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop. Ball right around the 5 here, brings up 3rd.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a good...
And it's caught. Touchdown. From 4 yards out.
And the Voyagers are able to at least get one score back.
Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And Some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. Oh, they're like, oh my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
Now the throw here complete on the right sideline. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another first down as they call his number again. He's got 15 yards here.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like that's what he's paid to do. So it's a very unusual situation. I'd want him out. They tend to leave him in. Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
They'll try to run this one in. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Nighthawks are going to be moving to 4-0 as they extend their lead. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play, and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Well, the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
Throwing on first down. Faust.
This one completes Alec Pierce. Now inside the 25.
Touchdown!
Alec Pierce.
75 yards.
And the Voyagers are able to claw one back.
Extra point right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll wind up getting a couple extra yards here for his trouble and bringing it out of the end zone as he's down at the 27. Dublin's offense now set to take over. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard, but they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure that they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate, but we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be fourth down now. And on now is the punter. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the fourth quarter. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. And the Vancouver offense ready for their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
So they bring out their punter as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So possession goes over here on the punt.
Dublin's offense now set to take over. This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the fourth quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. Looking to throw on second down. Gentry. And pressure coming, and they got him once again.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
70 Lions. Ready.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Gentry able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Ready.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
46 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described. Manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage. They're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL, and he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape. With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Let's go now.
Here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
Go.
From the gun, Gibbs will get it. And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. Going back to Gibbs on first down. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. They'll go again with Gibbs. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now another timeout called for by the offense. That'll leave him with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
Hey, what we got? They can't stop. Let's do it. Playmaker, step up right now.
From the 5, here's 2nd and 2.
Ready.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to. Because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for them. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. This is taken at the 23.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there's no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense.